Okay, my honey and I are making some coasters. We're gonna try anyway.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is all learning. That's the whole fun about it. Okay, little 4x4 tile. I've mixed colors. I have Payne's Gray, a Peacock Teal by Pour Masters, a white by Artist Loft, a pink by Montmart, which is, I think they call it magenta, and then the blue by Artist Loft. And I'm going to do a flip cup, and I think my husband's going to do a pour. We'll see. He's layering already. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Well, that's a lot bluer than it looks.
It's Payne's Gray, yeah.
It looks blue.
It's going to dry a blue.
Interesting.
Shall I do that on the bottom? It's kind of a cool color. Let's do that one on the bottom. I'm going to do lots of layers.
Do I try to like cover up the old layer with the new layer?
Yeah, if you want it to spread to the side, but the paint may not be thick enough or may not be thin enough, so I might have to mix it some more. But I just do a little layer like that. And then I'm going to put the white. So you can see these tiny little cups. White tends to take over too, so. Pink. Light, dark, light, dark.
Whatever happens, happens.
Exactly, this is art. We can't control it. It's fluid.
Ego is the enemy of creativity.
There you go. I don't know if these colors should have gone together, but I'm just going to do them in this order and we'll see what happens. This peacock color is really pretty though. I'm liking that purchase. I don't know. You can see what I'm doing. I think the pink is just right. I think my white and darks are too loose. I did add a drop of silicone to each of my colors, but not to his colors. So we're going to see what happens, if it matters. These are mixed with the Pouring Medium by Pouring Masters and Floetrol. Consistency depends on the paint. If it's heavy bodied or not, or pour ready.
Am I going up to that line or the next line up?
The next line up. Might be too much, but we'll find out. That's why we're experimenting. I'm just going to keep going. We'll see if I can get some fun cells. Okay, I think this might be the last.
Stop or one more?
One more. I filled mine this full.
That's as full as mine is.
And then you want to take your cup, put your, so that the paint can drip off.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you're going to do it like a straight pour, then you go right to the middle and you just pour straight and as close to the tile as you can without moving. And then the paint will just form.
Okay.
I'm going to do a flip cup, so I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to wait because the paint's still on the bottom and I want to make sure it gets down to the bottom. These are 2-ounce cups, so I think I overfilled it, but I'm not sure where the 2-ounce mark is. I haven't actually like officially measured it. So I'm going to wait, see what happens. So I'm going to put these back in case I get messy. But I put silicone in mine. You did not. But I'm just going to let it just hang out for a minute. So you can start your pour if you want. Or you
I want to watch what happens to yours
case.
first.
Alright, I didn't put silicone in yours, so it's not going to behave the same, but it'll behave interesting. I already have some cells over here.
You do.
Now with flips, you need to pull it back without making wiggles.
The wiggles.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. fun little colors. Look, I'm getting lovely cells already, and I don't even have to torch. I'm kind of angled the wrong way, so I'm gonna hold it.
It's because you scooped it to the top first, so the top's gonna.
Well, it's just uneven. Alright, so I'm gonna just slowly go. I don't even think I want to torch it. I probably should. Just to see what happens. But I don't think I need to.
And don't you need to make sure it's all covered first?
No.
Okay.
It's really quick. Because it brings up cells when I torch. And it pops bubbles. And I have way too much paint. But we're going to just see what happens. I'm going to go to the corner. Make sure it drips all the way. I got a fuzzball there. Does not want to come around that corner, so I'm going to help it. And then go back to this corner. And then I'm going to hold it with my hand. And go to the top corner, because that's where the paint is. It's up here. I don't want it to work that hard. Ooh, fun. And I really like the colors down here, and I'm gonna lose them.
Yeah, awesome.
The paint's gonna roll right over. But I still got the teal up there. Okay, maybe that was the right amount of paint, even though I poured a lot of it off. There it is. Then you rub down the edges. Make sure you're... I'm being way messy. I could put gloves on, but why? I'm gonna finger paint tonight, apparently. Alright, there it is. We're gonna let it just keep forming cells. Now yours has no silicone in it, but I still used Floetrol in the same pouring medium.
I'm going to just
You're gonna
pour
straight
to the
pour?
middle.
Yep, just stay right in the middle and don't move. Just let it keep pouring, and if you raise it up high, it'll get muddy. Keep it right there, you'll keep nice formations. Look at that dark color, very pretty. Hope you're moving. You went off center. Just keep pouring. It's a good speed. You can see the formations of the fingers.
The red got
Buried.
buried.
We'll see what happens when you spread it out.
Interesting.
Is it at the bottom?
Yep.
When you're not there yet.
Well, it's in 2 layers,
Mm-hmm.
but there's barely any red. It's
Let
very,
it flow off the...
it's very swirly, like
Mm-hmm.
a record player. There's the bottom red.
Mm-hmm. Keep it going. There's still a lot more left. Not a lot, but enough. That's called a straight pour. And then you stick your finger under there and catch that drop. Alright, and then you can wipe off your hands and then... Now, here's where you gotta decide, when you stretch, this middle section's gonna get bigger. So you go in circles. Very small circles. So probably put your hand under the tile. And get it before it falls off the edge. There you go. Ooh, 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 very cool. You're getting some cool. You can't really come back to it. Yeah, put your hand underneath. Yep, you can help the paint flow with your finger if it gets kind of stuck in the corners. You just kind of rub your finger against that paint that's falling over. Yeah. Yeah, cool. The green you made with those colors, with the yellow and the dark blue. And you got natural cells with the Floetrol.
It's not.
Pick a corner.
Trying to get.
See where the paint is? It's here. And see where it's heaviest and form. Turn it this way. You're going to use your finger to help it. And then go back the other way. You have extra paint in your cup?
I don't know.
Okay.
But my hands are a little full.
You can go flat-handed with it, on the bottom might be easier. That way
Is
this
that white or is that the tile?
that's white. Keep going, Flo. I'm just helping it move with my finger. There it goes. Slowly. Keep going. And then you can touch up the edges if you want, or you can keep following it over the side. Alright,
How
then
does that edge look? I can't see that.
well, put it down on the cup, and then you can take some of the paint and just touch it up with your finger. So I'm going to look around my edges.
Wait, so did that?
That's a white
That's
bubble.
an open spot.
Nope, that's paint, the white paint.
Okay.
And then you just touch up the sides with your finger. Yep, you can use that. Yeah, and then I just scrape the bottom clean because I don't think I got this corner because it feels dry. You can always turn it.
Oh, there's a lot missing over there.
Okay. And there's my coaster. And then you clean the bottom so that it doesn't.
That means I have to have something clean to clean.
You can use a stick if you'd like. Oh, look, you're very cool. Can you see his? I'll bring it over when he's done. Alright, you got paint on your fingers, so watch the floor. Okay. Take most of it off my fingers before I grab it. Alright, everybody, I'm going to show you
I like
his.
that one.
I'm going to show you his.
Although the yellow didn't really
Come through, it became
show
green.
up, it became bigger.
Okay. Not over mine. See? Very cool. Nice straight pour. Go back down. Alright. It's going to stick to the top of this because there's paint on the bottom.
So I went red, gray, yellow, white, blue.
Let's see your cup.
And then
The cup looks
twice.
really cool too. He did red on the bottom. What was your goal, Jupiter?
I was trying to get the Jupiter Hurricane look.
So even though we had a lot of extra paint because it ended up down here on the bottom because we poured it off, I still think it was the right amount to get what we needed to cover the tile. We could probably have done just slightly less, but I still have extra in my cup too. If I wanted to like
One line down.
add a crazy corner or something, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, just under the line maybe. There we go. There's our coasters. We're gonna make more later. Bye. Okay, this is part 2. My husband and I are gonna switch places and he's gonna use the same colors I used. I'm gonna use the same colors he used and the same techniques. And we're gonna see if we get different results. And we'll compare to the original coasters. So he did a straight pour, in which I'm going to reuse his cup and everything. We're going to do red on the bottom to get Jupiter's spot. I might need to do more color, we'll see.
You can squirt more in from the other side.
Red, dark blue, yellow, white. Nope. Not a lot of white. Blue. Ooh, blue is fast. I'm gonna try to use it. And use up all the colors.
That was a very Bob Ross inflection.
Thank you.
Oh, look.
Paint my happy little trees.
Everybody has a friend. So did you do one run through or did you do 2 layers?
I layered until I reached the line.
And how many
But
total
I did
layers
about
did you get?
2.5.
Okay.
This one's kind of.
I'm already making a mess.
It is thin layers.
I don't,
But that's what makes it fun because it's different.
it's going to be totally different because there's not enough paint in here.
Yep. Might have to scrape.
I'll do one layer of each and just scrape it all out and see what comes.
You may have more of one color than I did.
It's true. That's pretty. Okay.
I'm just scraping them clean, and then I'll rinse all these and use them again.
I like that tealish color.
Yeah,
This
that
one.
peacock color is really pretty. I'm excited to try that in a big
It'd
pour.
almost be cool just to take the tile and slap it down on the mess that's down here.
You could
See what
try
happens.
it. Try a dip. Alright, I have used up all the paint, so hopefully we have enough
Oh, there's a lot of white.
for this. Alright, we're doing the straight pour. It's already different than yours.
Yeah, because you don't have complete layers, so it's mixing differently.
Looks like Batman.
It does.
Oops, I didn't stay centered either. Look at me go.
Yeah, there's not enough red left. You didn't get Jupiter.
Not
got
yet.
There's not enough paint on this. Well, we'll find out. Well, the red did come out a little bit.
Because it tends to stretch the most. Okay. And just going to touch up my corner. Alright. I got a little more swirl. Checking the corners. Make sure there's no paint coming off the edge. Alright, that's mine. Should I show everybody real quick?
Sure.
I don't want to get your paint cup, so move the paint cup. Not that one. That one, yeah. That one's critical. There we go. There's my straight pour.
It's still stretching around if you want to play with it more.
I could, but I really like the yellow that's coming through, so I wanted to keep that. Right? You got a really cool swirl on yours.
Yeah,
We'll
all
give
my cool
everybody a
stuff-
close-up in the end.
All my cool stuff happens at the end.
I'll turn your straight. Okay, I just got my hands all dirty. Alright, very cool.
Do you think there's enough paint in that cup to do this? Or do I need to
That's
add
how
some?
much I had,
That's not
but if
very-
you want to add more,
That's-
oh
That's
no,
not how
you need to
much
do
you
some
had.
scraping. Is this the last color you had?
Yep.
Okay, any others?
Yeah, probably all catch up.
That was the last one, right? In the order? I don't
Yep.
remember what order. So you just have to really scrape them out. Fill them up. Peacock.
Teal. The white and the pink.
Might not be enough. There was a lot of white.
That was. But there's not any more.
It's gonna be really white, huh? I think you're just gonna have to make it work.
Okay. I can do that.
There was extra, so I think you'll be okay.
Plus, you see, you already painted my side here.
Oh, sorry. I gotta wipe it off.
No, it's fine.
No,
It's
false.
the corner.
Okay, good.
It just means I don't have to try to cover that corner as well.
Now, if I had saved these, I might get some cool skins out of them.
Yeah, we need some sip for you to do that.
Yep.
Okay,
Flip,
so
flip it and just drop it right in the middle as fast as you can. Just don't hit the tile. Hold the tile with one hand, that might be right. Or if you, don't touch the chair. So hold the tile if you want and put it on top of the cup if you want to do the fast flipping.
oh, yeah, that's
You can
a good
flip
idea.
the tile over and just cover
do
the cup.
this.
And then turn it over and then set it down on the, there you go. It's just more fun to,
No, I'm flinging all over the kitchen.
that's the excitement of this stuff.
Okay,
There we go. And they'll have some cool stuff
and
in
then
too.
you just let it.
Just let it sit for a while
And then
because the
you-
paint's
and then
all
you-
at the bottom and it's got to get back down.
Stretch it one way. Okay. I wonder if I have enough paint. Well,
It just won't drip off as much as mine did. So you'll have enough to
I wonder
scrape
if
to
I
touch
have-
up the sides.
that's true. I can touch up the sides.
And I
using
had
my
extra paint on the bottom of that too. The paint's gray, it mixed really well with the other colors, but you got much better of the paint spray than I did. I don't have any extra paint to do.
You have more variation in your ribbons. Mine's bigger blobs and more cells.
Because the red was, well, that's just because it's forming. I didn't torch yours. We could torch it and make more cells, but I didn't think you wanted cells. Because we were going for like space, right? So little tiny dots are kind of cool because it's like a star. But we could torch it. It just would be, it's a little late now.
It's fine. It is what it is.
It's gonna,
I hate that phrase. Alright.
okay.
Do I
Tap
stretch
the
it
top
first?
a little bit. Make
Or do I
sure-
just burp it?
Then just flip it off without. That didn't sound right. Don't flip it off. don't. Quick, move it off. Okay, because the drips would then be snakes in the middle of your. Okay, so let it sit there for a second. Let it spread naturally.
That's a lot of pink. Most
You're
of
gonna
that'll
tip
end
a
up
lot of it
there.
off because it's on the outside.
It's more pink than I thought it would be.
So which cells do you want to try to save?
I like all the stuff.
This turquoise up here is really cool, so maybe tip that way first. Towards the corners. Aim to the corners. See where all that paint's going? Keep it going there. Just let it keep flowing. Yeah, and now flip it up. Level it out. Go back to the middle. So the paint gets redistributed back there, and then you bring it down to one of the other corners, or whichever corner you want to try to get. Oh, you got a double cell there. So cool if we can save it. I don't know.
That's gonna die.
You're gonna have to put your finger there to block it from falling off.
I can do that.
And then get up,
away,
tilt it up.
Argentina.
Get that corner. It's
I'm
going
getting
that
it.
way. Now you're losing the paint. Go back to the middle. Look at all the cool colors you got. And then you have to decide which corner you're gonna hit
I'm
next.
gonna go this way because I want to stretch that cell back down before
Okay. Yep, use your finger to help with the paint. Yep, there you go. Leave the corner, you can always touch it. And then go back to the pink on the other side. Back to the middle.
And now all that pink went away.
And back to the
Interesting.
blue.
Flow. Flow.
Don't lose the color.
Oh, it'll be there. All of it.
Cool. Yeah, you lose it. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not gonna lose
You'll
it.
get more.
It'll come back. I got it back. I'm not gonna... But I lost it.
I
Damn it.
you're going on top of the cup. All right, that's it.
Okay.
Touch up the corners. Here, let me do this so you can put the tile back on there. Now, yours is very cool, very dark. Yeah, get
Mine is
those
very
corners.
Ocean flowy. There's absolutely no pink on it.
Right here.
Interesting.
You can grab the pink from the
No, it's
ground.
fine.
No, I think it'll come up. You can torch it if you want. I've got more cells.
I need to. I'll grab some down here and put it back in there.
If you torch it, you might get some pink coming up.
I don't need pink, but I'm interested to see what happens because it became very.
So,
Of course, there's no.
okay.
There's a lot of different
Like
blues in here.
hardly any torching or no torching?
Go for it. Do
Move your fingers.
That didn't do anything.
It did.
It's just white coming up now. These are coming up.
Let's see what
Yeah, that
happens when
blue's
things come up. Yeah, the light blue's starting to come up.
The only thing I'm sad about is I lost that
Oh, the pink is up here.
that turquoise
Peacock cell.
peacock cell that was really cool.
That cell was cool.
Oh well.
We'll do a whole
That one's
canvas
gonna
of
be
that.
kinda
I want to do a whole canvas of that. Alright, before you take your gloves off, move that over to there. So then I can bring the camera in close for our
Oh, it's all slippery and stuff.
guests to slide it. There you go.
Being stolen from
Oh,
us.
the
You know, we
game's
don't
on.
get into that whole thing, but not that I would ever mention that.
Okay, here's the results of our pour. The bottom one was my husband's. This one was mine. Same color combination, just different
Same
amounts. Same technique. This was my husband's color combination. He did a straight pour. I followed suit. Used the same colors and got that. How fun is that? Coasters! We'll let them dry for a good 30 days before we resin.